Welcome, friends. I'm Yvonne Davis, author, astrologer, and life transformation coach. Welcome to my channel. And I know you've been waiting for more videos because I get so many requests for these Trump videos. Today, it's going to be Trump and the Ides of March. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Click like on this video, share with friends and family and on social media. And feel free to leave your comments. If you need to get in touch with me for a reading or any other reason, click the links below in the description box or contact me at admin@yvonnedavis.com. My name is spelled EVON, so that's admin@yvonnedavis.com for personal readings and my financial freedom workshop or my Patreon offer of a free ebook. So let's see. Like I said, today is about the Ides of March, and I'm going to be showing you two charts. One is related to the release of John Bolton's book, and the other is the new moon in March. So I want to start by sharing with you what this term Ides of March means, because not everybody knows what that means. It relates back to ancient Rome. And it's considered, well, it's March 15th, which is actually extremely close to the day of John Bolton's book release, which is March 17th. I'm going to show you that chart. And it's considered unlucky and goes back to ancient traditions and superstitions. Since that time, the idea stuck that the Ides of March is unlucky or a portent of doom. Even if your name isn't Caesar, but Trump sure acts like his name is Caesar. The fact that an aura of doom stuck to the date through the millennia is not surprising. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is I was doing some research here about John Bolton's book release. This just came out on Slate. Trump is trying to block publication of John Bolton's book. So the release date is March 17th. And yes, basically Trump is trying to block it. So you can see here the book is scheduled for release March 17th. All right, so let me go ahead and put up the charts for this. And also, if you know, I did some other videos on the release of John Bolton's book. It was called John Bolton's Revenge. And so I'll put links up here so that if you guys didn't see those, you can check that out, because I think this book is going to be really, really important. And so you'll want to, you know, get all the information on the subject. And also at the end, you can connect. So one way or another, you know, I'll make sure that the links are available for you to connect to those other readings that I did about John Bolton's book. All right, so let me pull up the first chart, and this is for the actual release of the book. And this is Donald Trump's chart in the center, and then March 17th, so John Bolton book release on March 17th. I set it for midnight in New York because basically a book can begin to sell at midnight on the day of its release. So that's why I chose that timing. So what we see happening is we see a ton of energy here in the sixth house. This is Donald Trump's house of work. The sixth house is the house of work. And there's nothing happening in the seventh house, basically, except that he did have a Ceres return, and I've mentioned many times the myth of Ceres. He has Chiron in his ninth house. The ninth house rules publication and also rules court cases, and that's something that's gonna come up in March as well. So, and then the North Node is still over here. The major karma. You know, we went through that with the impeachment. I know it didn't turn out the way many of us were hoping. That doesn't mean that this is over, okay? As you can see, the vertex is right there. That's fate. So let's look at this energy here in the sixth house of work. There's the South Node, the moon, Mars, and Pallas Athena, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. So there's a ton of stuff happening. And it's really, really kicking in this opposition to his natal Saturn and Venus in the 12th house of things hidden. The 12th house can rule losses and things hidden. So that's where we keep our secrets, in the 12th house. And it's forming a quincunx. So this is to his Mars and his ascendant, and up to his Sun and North Node conjunction. And this is called the finger of God. And it's pointing right to his vertex, which is fate. So there's still some fate that's unfolding. It hasn't finished. And I think this book has a lot to do with it. And it's bringing things to a crisis point, okay? So let me go ahead and show you the next chart in this series, which is the new moon in March. Okay, so you can see that the finger of God has actually intensified because of this opposition. And now we have Mars conjunct Pluto, which is really intense. And it's right over his vertex, opposite his Saturn and Venus. So I do believe that important secrets are going to be revealed in this book. And that will lead to something new in the 9th house. Now, this could be the book itself, because the 9th house rules publication. It also rules court cases, legal cases. So, and Chiron is there. Chiron is all about wounding. So there's something new, and I think that it probably is related to information that will be revealed at the time of this book release. So with Neptune still making a square, the lies continue. That hasn't changed, but I do believe that ultimately he's going to pay the price for it. So we will need to look forward to the Ides of March and what's coming, because like I showed you, the Ides of March is technically related to March 15th, but really it's about, it's sort of a Friday the 13th kind of thing. But, you know, the fact is that these kinds of things exist because they relate to karmic patterns. And the karmic pattern had to do with Caesar, and we have a Caesar right now, and it portends his doom. And I do think this book, I absolutely believe that this book is an important element in his bringing about his ultimate doom, because it will reveal secrets. Now, the Pluto-Mars conjunction is extremely, extremely powerful because it's a warlike kind of energy, and it's right over his vertex, which is fate, and it's at the pointing of the finger of God. I do think this book is going to reveal important secrets. And this will lead to, again, I'm not sure if the new moon is the book itself that has the wounding, or if there's a court case that's going to come up, but it could be both. So we need to keep our eyes open for that. The other thing that's important to consider is when Saturn moves into a new house, it brings contraction. And so when it first moves into the 7th house, as an example, it can bring contraction. And I do think that there is going to be a reduction in his support, because the 7th house is the house of others. And I do think that he's going to have a loss of support when Saturn moves into the 7th house of others. So something really, really important is coming. I'm making this video on February 22nd. So we're still looking ahead to almost a month to wait for these alignments to unfold. But the interesting thing will be to see if Trump is successful in blocking the book or not. I don't think he's going to be successful because of these alignments, but he's definitely going to try. But I think one way or another, the information is going to come out into the public realm. And a lot of people said, well, Bolton should have testified. He should still testify to Congress or do interviews or something. But the fact is that, you know, he's going to make a lot of money off of this book. And so he needs to protect his interests, and that's what he's doing. But this is not going to help Donald Trump at all, in no way, shape, or form. So there's actually a second finger of God forming with the with Uranus. Uranus is, and this is in his public house, and it's things that are shocking and surprising and unexpected and unpredictable. Sorry, making a quincunx down here to his Neptune in his third house of communication. And I've said many, 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 many times that this is all about his pathological lying, because Neptune has a shadow side of deception and self-delusion. It's in his third house of communication. And it's also forming another quincunx up here to Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. And then the finger of God is pointing from the new moon conjunct Chiron. Chiron is a point of wounding, and it's pointing down to the finger at his lying, his pathological lying. And I've always believed that that's what it's ultimately about. I think also it's his abuses of power. The karma will ultimately come to bear because of his abuse of power, his pathological lying, and the secrets that he's been keeping. And when all of that comes out, the karma will finally come crashing down on top of his head. And so I know a lot of us are feeling really disparaging or just feeling despair because of you know, the disappointment around the results of the impeachment, even though we knew that was going to happen. But just watching him, the way he's been behaving lately is so over the top. It's unbelievable. And you just have to know that ultimately this will bring his downfall. Absolutely. There are two fingers of God pointing in here. You don't want the finger of God pointing at you if you've been doing things you should not be doing. So yeah, karma is definitely going to come to bear. So I wish I had some news for you up until then, but I think it's going to be just basically Trump trying to rule the world in whatever fashion he enjoys. But something's coming, the Ides of March. All right, so that's it for today. As always, please subscribe to my channel, click like on this video, ring the bell for notifications so you can get all the videos, and share with friends and family and on social media, and leave your comments below. And if you need anything from me, either check the description box below, the links are there, or if you have questions about my personal readings or my financial freedom program or the book offer with Patreon, you can email me at admin@yvonnedavis.com. All right, thanks folks. I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.